Collective, and you're watching Fuse On Demand. Get it when you want it.
Didn't know what I was doing. I was using 4-track and a computer, and I was, in the red the whole time, not realizing I was peaking, And there was a part of that that was a sound that I liked. I will always love music like that. There's something charming and nostalgic about it. But for me, it's more exciting to be able to work in a real studio with, high fidelity, because that just opens up the possibilities of all the racket you can make. Like you can still utilize noise and distortion and more aggressive sounds, but you can place them somewhere where they, can do their thing without ruining or, distracting from the other parts. Our new record is called Only in Dreams, and we recorded it last January in Los Angeles as a full band. About a week in the studio, pretty stereotypical experience, 3 songs a day, live, that sort of thing, which for me was something I was interested in capturing for this record because, the first singles that I put out and my first record were comprised of songs I'd recorded in my house, not really knowing what I was doing too well. And, we've become a band since then. So I wanted this new record to reflect the kind of band that we'd turned into after, 2 years of a lot of hard work. And I feel like the EP that came in between was a nice sort of stepping stone. If you had only heard the first record and then heard this record, I feel like sonically it would shock you because the fidelity is much higher, actual engineers recorded it. We had a producer, we used actual microphones. I think that we just grew up a little bit and, grew out a little bit with our sound, and I feel like that's pretty well represented on the record. Everybody's on the same level, and what they bring, is very unique to them and pretty vital, and so I was not worried about them at all. And I wasn't worried about the band, so for me it was, it was enjoyable to sort of sit back and just sing, my heart out basically, and not have to worry about other things. And I think that, we definitely tried out everybody's ideas, and for the most part they were always really, really appropriate and always improved the songs. And that's a great feeling to be like, oh, that's such a good idea. I'm 100% confident I would not have had that idea, but it's really great that I work with people that have ideas that fit so perfectly with what I'm doing. It definitely was a very bad year, and so, I'm the kind of person that I can't help but write about, whatever is eating my mind up at the time. So I think that it was definitely therapeutic to, have an outlet for, a lot of these emotions I was struggling with, especially because I'm a pretty introverted person. I don't talk a ton. The actual recording process wasn't terribly difficult. I was able to sort of float in that middle ground of being, objective enough that I wasn't like a mess, dwelling about what I was singing about, but also present enough that, that the words were fully, backed by honesty. I think now, when I listen to some of the songs, I almost think I was on a bit of autopilot, not necessarily registering what I was thinking about at the time, and now, about a year on, I think I'm finally starting to process it, and I think that having a creative outlet definitely was beneficial. But I definitely was listening to, a lot of Morrissey and a lot of The Cure, you know, during all of last year. And I think that listening to music that, you know, is very emotional and, you know, kind of sparks an emotional reaction in me was somewhat therapeutic as well, because I was not really dealing, you know, with what was going on, and so to be kind of, you know, sparked, to feel something, you know, like I've talked to a lot of people that have dealt with something similar, and you kind of go from being hyper aware of reality to being like pretty numb and unaware of what's going on. And so I think that, you know, I maybe unintentionally was trying to stay present in the moment. Even just on this tour, you know, I've talked to a handful of people that have said, like, I went through something really similar, and, you know, it has helped them, or, you know, they've gotten something out of it, which I don't think I even really thought about, you know, being a reason why I would write songs like this. But no, that was really touching. I love, you know, the visual aspect of being in a band and making music. I don't necessarily enjoy making videos. I don't enjoy being filmed. You know, but, you know, I think that it's important, and obviously, like, our band has a very strong aesthetic when we perform, and sort of a trust thing, you know. It's like I try to spell out, you know, what I'm looking for and make sure it's in line with what we are, and then I kind of let them do it. But the Bedroom Eyes video was the first, like, in a studio for a whole day sort of thing, and it felt really kind of funny, but, you know, I think it turned out cool. But yeah, not my forte, really.